It was rocky, but it was good. It was just, we were in love, young love.
I will be the perfect girlfriend. I will literally clean his house in a fucking maid costume. All he has to do is be good and get me what I want and be good to me. Like, that's literally how it is. Like, that's how it is. And he can't do that. It's really not that hard to please me.
You got us about.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one last chance to open the door.
Mackenzie, I can't open the door. I can't sit here and fight. We gotta go to dinner. If I can see my grandparents. Like, I can't
You're
sit.
not going to dinner if you don't open the door. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
And then what? What would happen? What are you trying to say?
I just told you what happened. You're not coming to dinner. You're not going to dinner.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious fucking problem.
I can't. No, like you can't keep fighting. You can't keep making all these threats. Like I can't
And
open the door.
you can't keep kicking me out of a place that you say is my home.
Mackenzie, I didn't kick you out. You took all your shit and dipped. And said we were done. Like,
I did not say we are done, Dom. Okay, ready? I'm gonna count to 10. The door's gonna open, okay? You're gonna open the door and stop hiding behind the door like a little fucking bitch. Ready? 1, 2, 3,
Mackenzie, I can't open the door.
4. Okay, I'm gonna break something, man.
Why would you break something? Why?
Dom, I'm gonna give you one last second or I'm gonna have to key your car.
Why? Why would that ever be like an option?
We're broken up if you don't let me in the house. I'm breaking up. I will break up with you. I'm going to break up with you if you do not open this fucking door.
You literally took all your shit and left. I thought like you didn't want to be here.
Okay, I'm gonna break into your house then.
Bus attached.
Yes. Are you familiar where Progress coincides with Albion Road there in Strongsville?
Yep.
Yeah, just across the street from Progress, the building, there's a car that's smashed up against the building. I didn't go up to it because I was on my motorcycle.
This is Mackenzie Shirilla sitting in the back of a police car just hours after prosecutors say she intentionally drove her vehicle into a building, killing her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and his best friend, Davian Flanagan. During the early morning hours in Strongsville, prosecutors say Mackenzie Shirilla drove nearly 100 miles per hour before crashing into a brick wall, killing Dominic Russo and Davian Flanagan instantly. Investigators pointed to the fact that Mackenzie was wearing her seatbelt while the two victims were not, along with data showing no signs of braking or swerving, as part of their argument that the crash was intentional and not an accident.
Recording. Recording. Mounted. Wi-Fi connected.
We gotta bust the window out.
So wait, it's all over the world now that Today Show's like national news?
Okay, I gotta tell you one more thing.
What?
It was published in England.
What?
Yes!
It's world news?
I think the Daily Mail just publishes it in all their publications, but yeah, the UK.
It's on the Daily Mail?
In UK.
Maybe Kim Kardashian will reach out herself.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping.
This was Mackenzie Shirilla bragging about going viral after taking the lives of two innocent souls. Those words will forever haunt her, forever haunt her, forever haunt her, forever haunt her.
Alright, Blue, man, get this shit started up, bro.
Yo, Kenzie, this your last ride.
Let's go!
Yeah. Yo, Kenzie, this your last ride.
Turn me up in the headphones, Blue.
You can't run, you can't hide. Yo, Kenzie, this your last ride. Yo, Kenzie, this your last.
Yo, it's Friday night. Y'all here, let's go, baby. Smash the light on me in the building.
Last ride. Yo, Kenzie, this your last. Boy, you even them crash, you cheating that Yoda just like a Benz. You give this bitch a second chance, I swear she'll do it again. Yo, put her in the water in prison with them sharks if she can swim. I think she is a mean girl in the pen, she ain't got real friends. Put her in a cell with Sarah Boone, she's gonna break and bend. Yo, Sarah Boone, put you in a suitcase, now your life gon' end. They don't rape your ass, tied you up and then tape your ass. Put you on the screen, yeah, they tape your ass. 2 bitches done ate your ass, ooh, ooh.
All right, man. New Age Plug, you did it again. You already know what it is. We got Ronnie Blue Eyes in the building. What up, Blue?
Yeah, what up, what up? Salute to the whole chat. You know that YouTube Streets podcast. We back. Hold that.
Now, we don't have DVS here tonight, but we do have a replacement, another prison expert himself from Florida. Spent, what, how many years in prison have you done, Pino?
Sentenced to 3 years on the first bid, sentenced to 7 on the second bid, 10 in total. But I mean, majority of my life, you know, that's as an adult. I spent a lot of my juvenile life incarcerated as well.
Okay, you're kind of like a kid playing with his freaking desk over there. What are you playing? Trying to make a beat over there? I'm just messing with you, man.
Yeah, man. My bad.
How y'all feeling tonight? Now, how y'all feeling tonight, though? How's the vibe?
Disgusted. I'm feeling disgusted because I just heard you say that Mackenzie was getting her booty ate. I'm feeling disgusted, man.
Dead dog.
She don't even shower, bro. She don't even
talk.
shower. Who would? Ooh. You got toilet paper crumbs in your boca. Ooh.
There's been a lot of women that came out the woodworks that said that they had some kind of relationship with Mackenzie Shirilla. I mean, last week when we were on our live, we showed a lot of news.
True. You cut out, Plugger. But yo, I'm disgusted too. You know why I'm disgusted? Because I just heard the mother laughing at the fact that she's getting all this, her daughter's getting all this coverage over killing 2 young men, and she's up here laughing like shit's a game.
That's
real rap.
Yeah, no. I mean, her dad ain't no better, man. Fucking
Steve, they all weirdos.
Bro, Steve, a purified motherfucking weirdo. Like it's okay to be a weirdo. A lot of us are weirdos. He's like kind of like not there. Weird.
A weirdo would call him a weirdo.
Yeah, type shit. A weirdo would call him a weirdo. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, Pino. My bad, y'all. I got a phone call in the middle of that. My bad. I'm back. Let me ask you something real quick. Okay, so Mackenzie allegedly, this is what TMZ's new report is, that she allegedly got a new job up in prison, right? She's getting paid a total $24 a month. Is that high considering, or is that low in your opinion?
That's high. That's high. Florida don't even pay you, my boy. Florida don't even pay you. You do not.
The women
get
too?
Paid. Nobody get paid in this. The only people that get paid in the state of Florida are canteen operators for visitation and canteen operator for the compound. That's it. No. Oh, and I think visitation photographer. Other than that, nobody else get paid. You getting a Flintstone and you gonna cut the back 40s and you gonna like it. And if you don't do it, you go into confinement. It is in the Constitution that the state has the right to get free labor. Slavery is still in the Constitution. It just says that if you are convicted of a crime, the state has the right to work you as a slave, basically. And Florida takes full advantage of it. Florida does not play. They will put you out there with the snakes and the gators. Goddamn me, they don't play.
Real right.
They don't play, dog, at all. Every time you get a job when you go to prison, that's mandatory. You're not going to be sitting around, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing for Ohio Women's Reformatory. But you're not.
Can I tell you the job real quick? Let me tell you the job real quick because it's food. It's a food service worker.
Okay, I work in food service.
Okay, explain what your responsibilities and duties as a food service worker would be, in your opinion.
So I was a veggie prep, so I had a specific job. So we grew greens on the compound. We grew collard greens, we grew carrots, we grew squash, we grew all the good shit on the compound. And it would come to the kitchen in big net bags. And my job was to wash all the greens, the beets, whatever came in, wash them off fully, thoroughly, cut the dead parts off, and then start cutting them up and prepping them for veggie. So for the line, you get what I'm saying? But I mean, there's plenty of jobs. You could work the line in the kitchen. You could work dishwashing in the kitchen. You could be a milk 7-4 in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
But doesn't it require responsibility, right? Because Mackenzie Shirilla now has access to some stuff that she can obviously maybe take back to herself. Is that a possibility?
Nah, I'm gonna be devil's advocate. Nah, it's she. I mean, yeah, she could take some food back to the dorm and shit like that. But as far as like knives, like I was veggie prep, so I had a knife. I had access to a knife, but the knife was mesh wired down to the table. So like, and then it's on a check log too at the end of the day. So I can't pull this knife off the table, number one, and walk around and just hit somebody with this bitch. It's stuck to the table with like that much of metal wire, right? And then at the end of the shift, the CO comes around and makes sure every single utensil and tool is in its proper
accounted for. They count.
Yeah. So you can't, as far as stealing stuff like that, you can't steal. But food,
maybe some food,
she gonna load up. She might strap. See, in men's prison, we on chicken day, we take the chickens. And so you have two people, right? You open your arms like Jesus Christ. You open your arms and you start spinning. And while you're spinning, one person is slapping a chicken on you, and the other one's wrapping the saran wrap around you. So while he's just slapping them bitches and slapping, rapping, and then you going back to the dorm with like 30 chickens strapped to you. You go back into the dorm, you take all the chickens off you. They already cooked, they already pre-cooked and everything. Start selling them in the dorm, $2 a pop. You just turn 20 chickens into $40. You know what I mean? Especially for somebody like commissary, it's a hustle. So
Mackenzie gonna be stealing cucumbers and carrots. Let's just keep it real.
Oh yeah, because that's a possibility. You know how the men prison has the fifis, the women have the opposite.
I don't know about Ohio, but I know in Florida, I back in the day I had a homegirl that did 3 years in prison, right? And she told me they cut the sausages up, they cut the carrots, they cut the hot dogs, all that shit. Ain't no getting freaky with no hot dogs in here. They cut that shit. Cut it up.
Like a child, cut it up in pieces.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before we go any further, we are going to talk about Carmelo Anthony a little bit later. I do want to address this comment real quick because the parents are very similar. When we're talking about Carmelo Anthony's parents and Mackenzie Shirilla's parents, very, very similar how naive they are and how they made their cases for their children worse, in my opinion. Now, Anthony Woods, he says block of cheese. Just like Sarah Boone, Mackenzie Shirilla, she loves her cheese. We've seen the DRs.
Right.
All right, and I'm gonna go. Hey, real quick, I gotta play.
Stealing cheese from the kitchen.
She gonna be stealing cheese, bro. Yeah. All right, bro. Hold on, man. I gotta play this because we got to go to a commercial break. This commercial's funny. This summer is gonna be crazy. There's a movie coming out. Y'all gotta see this.
Hey, yo.
Hey. Oh.
Hey, that's gonna be a crazy flick, right?
I thought I was watching Orange is the New Black or something. What's going on?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's on steroids. It's
Orange boy producing his own movie over here.
Bro, the Orange is New Black, the way that they filmed it in New York, they say it's very realistic. I've heard that from multiple inmates. But when it comes to where Mackenzie Shirilla's at, dude, it's a boys and girls club. Like, there's people on the outside, they're saying, yo, Mackenzie's living better than us. And listen, she, for her to have no remorse, it's almost like she's so comfortable there and doesn't mind being there for the rest of her life because of all the privileges she does have.
Well,
that's crazy.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be devil's advocate. I think number one, because she's so young, and I don't like Mackenzie as much as I don't like her mom and her dad. I really don't like her mom and her dad. I really don't like her dad. He's a fucking piece of shit. But that we'll get into that later on. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate about Mackenzie. She's young. She's super young. You get what I'm saying? She is. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's because GBS came in and messes up the screen.
She's 22, right? She caught this charge when she was 17, 4 days before she turned 18, 2 days before she turned 18, right? She's still young in the brain. She's going to be with the prison motion for the next I can guarantee it for the next 5 to 8 years, she's gonna be with the motion in prison. Who's got the cigarettes? Who's got the K2? Who got this? Who got that? How much money can I make off of this? How much? She is not even in the least bit concerned about the free world right now. And it's honestly, and this is, a lot of people will think it's crazy, but it's honestly a deflection. It's a deflection from sitting there and drowning in your sorrows for the fact that you locked up for the next 15, 20 years. So in order to deflect that thought process from going in your head, you find other shit to do. Like Mackenzie right now, making jewelry, having girlfriends, doing this, doing that, smoking K2. That's what happens when you're trying to deflect and you're not letting the time that you just caught sink in. It'll hit her, but it'll hit her like 5 to 8 years in. She's still very stupid in the brain. She's very adolescent in the brain. So it's gonna take, I don't know. I say this shit all the time. Some people it'll take 2 hours. Some people it takes 2 days. Some people it takes 2 years. Some people it takes 20 years before they learn to grow up and start taking accountability for their actions and be an adult. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
We see 40-year-olds in the chain gang right now that have not grown up one bit. I have seen it multiple times. I have been in prison for a lot of my life, and I have seen it. I have seen 43-year-old grown men act like they're 18.
Is it weird that 2 days after Mackenzie Shirilla turned 18, Crime Circus was going around saying too pretty for prison?
Listen, everything this dude does is weird. That's
Yeah,
wicked.
dude's he's beyond weird. Dude is, and I'm not using, I don't know the word to use, bro. Really,
That's
bro.
an insult to weirdos calling him weird.
Yeah, bro. Like, he's beyond weird. Dude is like Marilyn Manson on methamphetamine.
Now, this is supposed to be an updated photo of Mackenzie Shirilla.
That's crazy. Look like she out of Wentworth, Australia. That's crazy.
Why she got her eyebrows like permanently arched into like a mean look? Is that the thing? Is that a
Trying to be
thing?
on her mean girl shit, yeah.
Is that a thing? She got her lips poked up.
Bro, they don't got access to the best makeup, so I can only imagine what they're actually doing.
She on her duck face shit.
She on her duck face shit for real.
Duck lips. Duck tails.
Now, I do want to say this, the other sibling in the Shirilla family, she did get, put to the back burner even after this crime was committed, because now they still give Mackenzie Shirilla all the attention. I mean, somebody in the chat just said that the parents gave Mackenzie Shirilla the master bedroom. But I do want to say that the younger sister just graduated high school. So we're going to do what the parents never do, actually give her some attention, man. Congratulations.
Danielle Marie Shirilla. Danielle Marie Shirilla.
Now, she graduated, I think, it says 2005 there, so she might have graduated last year.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what's crazy? It makes sense if she did get the master bedroom, because we always said it's like she wears the pants in that relationship. It's like she's their daughter. Forget they act more like her friends or her siblings rather than her parents. And the only time we
100%.
really heard her bring up the younger sister when she was giving her advice to go down the wrong path and do the Instagram shit and the modeling shit and how to manipulate the social medias and shit like that, which is not the best move. You feel me?
Yeah, 100%, bro. They act like her. That you hit the nail on the head, bro. They act like they're homegirls and homeboys rather than father and mother.
Yeah, you could be your kid's friend, but you got to be a parent first. You feel me?
Yeah, of course.
Now, shout out to Plunder True Crime. There's some a new body cam just got dropped, I think, either earlier today or yesterday. And basically, after the murders were committed, Mackenzie Shirilla goes to the gravesite, and then she says that she was threatened by one of Davion's friends with a baseball bat. Now, it got to the point where Mr. Steve Shirilla, the cuck himself, Mr. Adam 22 Jr. himself, and Miss Mackenzie, the Shirilla the killer, go up to the police station, and they actually try to get this dude locked up. And we're actually going to play that.
Yo, real quick, I was going to say before you said that, if that was true, we would have seen her pursue it because we seen her what she did with that whole thing in traffic and shit like that. So you already answered my question.
Yeah, let me play this video, and then you'll be able to see. Shout out to Plunder True Crime. Let's get to it.
According to the statements shown in these documents, Mackenzie Shirilla and her father, Steve Shirilla, went to Strongsville Police in October 2022 to report what they believed was a pattern of harassment and threats from Husni Ahmad following the fatal 2019 crash. They allege that friends of Mackenzie overheard conversations during a candlelight vigil in which Husni and others discussed a plan against her. Mackenzie claimed she feared for her safety, while friend Rosie Graham submitted a statement saying she overheard comments suggesting Mackenzie had something coming, and later informed Mackenzie about what she heard. The report package also included statements regarding a separate encounter at the cemetery where Dominic Russo and Davian Flanagan are buried. Mackenzie alleged that Husni's actions involving a baseball bat made her feel threatened and reinforced her fear of retaliation. However, other witness statements provided a different account, with one witness stating that Husni removed the bat while unloading items from his vehicle and did not wave it around or make threats. Because the statements differ on important details, the documents show police gathering information from multiple witnesses and requesting additional clarification before reaching conclusions about what occurred.
Great, I've got people there now.
This is, I don't know, what's his name? Husni, that's who you're talking about?
Yeah.
The one that was there that followed us?
Yes. That's his name?
Yeah.
Husni. Did he not give you his name?
No, I'm making sure we're talking about the same person.
Yeah, same kid, all three things. Okay. He was from what I heard from her and her friends, they were at that candle saying, we're making plans.
He was saying there was a plan.
Plan to get her, plan to mess up our property, the car, there was a plan.
This goes back to the original vigil.
Yeah, that original candlelight vigil. Okay. She's got two friends that overheard him say it. And then the grave was last week, and I got people, one of her other friends stopped him, or got him, stopped it from getting worse. He intervened in between before it turned into anything else.
This is the thing where you said there was a baseball bat and all?
Yeah, in his trunk.
But he went in, so he saw her at the grave, went to his car, pulled out a baseball bat. That's my understanding of it. Okay, and then tonight, like I said, I didn't know about the filming and the two counts filming her while she's in the car bawling. I mean, that's harassment as far as I'm concerned. Okay.
All right. What are you looking to accomplish?
I want a restraining order. I don't know.
Like you do, put them in jail. Press charges. I don't care what you do to them. I just want them to stop messing with my daughter.
Wow.
I don't know what we have to go on. I mean, this is hearsay personally from me hearing it from friends.
Looking like Lori Vallow in that wheelchair.
As I explained out there at Shell, we don't give out. The police department doesn't give out restraining orders.
How do I go about getting one?
You can apply for one through civil court or municipal court. Okay.
How do I get his information so I can say this is the piece of crap that's messing with my daughter?
Well, you know his name. You know
I don't know his last name.
Okay. I don't know if we can give you that because he's not a we're not charging him.
Well,
why are we not charging him with harassment? And this has been months.
Harassment is not. There's no harassment law in Ohio.
There's aggravated menacing, isn't there?
Sure. Right, but there's no harassment law in Ohio. There's telecommunications harassment, which is where you harass somebody over the phone, through email, stuff like that. But I'm not saying that what you're saying he's doing, I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just saying that him being where you're at isn't harassment. Him putting a phone in your face and saying things that you find offensive isn't necessarily harassment. Could it be something else? Could be, sure. But harassment in and of itself is not illegal in Ohio.
Okay. I'm not using the right word.
No, I know, but I'm trying to tell you.
I get what you're saying.
Just because he's somewhere saying things that you find offensive or nasty.
These are threats made to harm my life.
Okay. Oh, threats have to be overt for action to be taken. Okay. So yes, could someone holding a baseball bat be an overt threat? It could be, right? Mm-hmm. Could someone saying we're going to make a plan to do something? Could that be an overt threat? It could be, right? But in and of itself, it just isn't. Okay. All right. You brought up the point of a gun. A gun and a baseball bat are two different things, right? Me holding a baseball bat to Mitchell's, right? It could be perceived different than me holding a gun here to Mitchell's.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm using extremes.
Yeah.
But I'm.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Right. But I'm kind of making my point. Yeah.
Well, I'm
So
in a
just be-
wheelchair. It's not like I can run from a bat or defend myself. Like,
Okay, just because someone holds a baseball bat doesn't necessarily mean that's illegal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but he went and got the bat because it was her.
Well, that's
I mean, he got a great, I don't know why
My
you go
friend
back
was
to
at
go back
Davion's
to the car to
grave.
grab a bat and then stand there and stare
My
at her.
friend was
Tell
at
me
the grave and
It's more
told
than
me.
just maybe, you know. But my question would be, where can't we
If
be with this?
you're trying, your goal right now is to try to get a civil protection order or restraining order, you have to go through civil court or municipal court.
Okay. So that's your free on.
You take your information, whatever you have to them, you say, I believe this person is harassing us.
Okay.
And we want to try to file a restraining order, civil protection order against them.
She had the
They will
nerve
tell
to
you
try to
yes or
get
no.
somebody else
In order
locked
to get
up,
one
knowing
from the
what
police
she
department,
committed,
means a
and
crime has to be
she's
committed.
over there
You
doing
have
the
to
fucking
put out
Lori
an arrest
Vallow
warrant or arrest that
in the
person.
wheelchair.
So domestic violence
Or
comes with a protection
Gypsy
order.
Rose.
Menacing by stalking comes with a protection order. There are certain things that will carry a protection order. Okay, telecommunications harassment doesn't. And the aforementioned, there is no harassment law, so harassment wouldn't either.
Okay.
All right. So to build a menacing by stalking case, there have to be many instances of, or several instances of something happening. Okay. I can't tell you right now based on what you're saying, and I'm not saying we can't start a report. What I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is, just because you're alleging all this tonight doesn't mean we're going to go out and arrest this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, he's a man in America. He's obviously gonna like have his word is gonna be taken over mine any day.
Well, that's not true.
It clearly is true. Like, what's the point of even meeting you?
Hey, stop. Can we file? Then we can file a report before we after. What else do we?
Doesn't that remind you of Natalie right there?
Yo, it's crazy. Yo, check this. When they were getting nowhere with the harassment allegations, they immediately turned it into threatening allegations. You seen that play right quick? Crazy.
Yeah,
Hey,
you heard what he said. Go ahead, Pino.
I 100% believe that, and this is just me thinking because I don't like Steve. But I 100% believe that if Steve knew that Mackenzie was gonna get arrested, charged, tried, and sentenced to 15 to life, I 100% believe he would have emptied out every bit of dollar he had and got Mackenzie the fuck out the country. 100%.
That's a good point.
He would have got her the fuck from around there. He would have hid her in the hills in Montana or something, bro.
And that's their problem. They got too cocky, bro. They believe in their own bullshit.
Yeah, they ain't believing their own bullshit. She right here. She just, bitch. It ain't been 2 hot weeks. You done took these boys off the face of the earth. R.I.P. to Davion and Dom, but it ain't even been 2 hot weeks, and you around here trying to get somebody else locked up for being mad at you for taking their life.
Yeah, I think the total. Actually, the total I think it was like 62 days, but it's irrelevant. Like the way that she came in there, the way that she wants to get somebody locked up. Yeah, too hot. Exactly. And then they tried to. I'll tell you what the intentions were. This guy right here is one of the reasons, not the reason, but one of the reasons why Mackenzie Shirilla got the charges. Because this is one of the gentlemen that was friends with Davion with the Life 360 app. And he's been very, very pursuing of making sure that she gets held accountable since the beginning. Now, him pulling out a baseball bat, I know it's a lie. She's up there lying her ass off. She convinces her dad that he pulled out a baseball bat. We know damn well that's not true.
He could have just been out there playing baseball and she's trying to flip it and spin it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
or trying to intimidate me type shit.
Yeah, it could have been a lot out of that scenario though at the end of the day, because like he could have just been talking shit and she could have just used that scenario of a baseball bat because
make
one,
it more severe,
it's less serious than saying he has a gun.
Right.
And number two is making it, again, like Ronnie said, making it a little more severe than just name calling, which was probably what he was doing.
Than a gun, right?
I don't know what happened. He could have had a bat. He could have been playing baseball. He could have been threatening her.
But let me ask you this,
at the end of the day, I feel like I know he said something to her because he's hurt.
But this is Mackenzie Shirilla we're talking about. This is the girl that can't leave her phone. I mean, we know that she recorded everything. If this happened, it would have been recorded. She would have pulled out her fucking phone and recorded the situation
100%.
if this really happened.
And like Ronnie said, she could have included the baseball bat to make it more serious. But I 100% believe that he called her a stank ass bitch or something along those lines, because I would have did the same motherfucking thing if you took my homeboy from me. I would have and then you showed up at his vigil, bitch. I would have cussed your stupid ass out.
And that's why she's so salty.
to the moon and back, I would have cussed you out with so many slurs and goddamn rants and whatever.
Now let me think.
Everything under the sun.
Now let me think. Gadget Guy, thank you for your donation, and Vanity, thank you for your donation. Appreciate y'all. Okay. Yeah, so this, I mean, listen, we got all the reports on that. It's a crazy situation. Rosie, again, maybe Rosie was the one that instigated this. I think Rosie is a compulsive liar, and I think Bubba's a compulsive liar, and they tried to, spin shit from the beginning to make it look better for Mackenzie. And I remember there's one comment out there that I seen, it was on TikTok, someone made a video on this, saying the day that Rosie and Bubba get mad about Mackenzie, we're going to know the real truth behind the scenes.
Yeah,
it's over.
And when Mackenzie was spinning this story, you got to remember the father believes whatever the fuck she says, right? So
100%.
Whether it's real or not, he's gonna run with it. He's gonna take that and run with it. They're gonna gas it up. They're gonna blow it out of proportion. You know what I'm saying?
Man, if goddamn Natty Ice, I refer to Natalie as Natty Ice. She's a tall girl, Natty Ice. Goddamn, if Natty Ice tells Steve to jump off a bridge head first, I promise you, he's going swan diving off that bitch.
How high type shit.
How high? Yeah.
You real rap.
It's crazy.
Okay, so there's two different angles I want to talk about now.
Run it.
There is a creator on TikTok. I have her name right. Well, I'll have her name up in a minute because I was about to show her video. But she has some, I watched her video and I was like, oh, she's pro Mackenzie. But then she actually says Mackenzie should be locked up. But she is a monster and all this stuff. But she's going into other stuff like conspiracies with the case, like how Steven Shirilla, when he was on Cuomo, and we missed this, Blue. And I'm not trying to incriminate nobody. That's another thing too. I didn't know if I really wanted to bring this up but he mentions, I'll just play the video.
During Steve Shirilla's interview with Chris Cuomo, he says something very interesting.
By placating to the mob, that's unfortunate for me.
But by placating to the mob, that's unfortunate for me. Then he says it again.
To be canceled by the mob is just sad and disappointing.
To be canceled by the mob is just sad and disappointing. Now, why is this relevant? Dominic Russo's mother, Christine, her maiden name is Agnello. Carmine Agnello Jr., whose grandfather is John Gotti, and a made member of the Gambino crime family, was just sentenced in April after he pocketed $1.1 million from the federal program to help small businesses during the pandemic. Oh, and they also had ties to Cleveland for Operation Goodfella. So with Christine Russo's maiden name being Agnello, then Steve Shirilla bringing up the mob twice in the first 5 minutes of his interview, something is sus here. I think Steve Shirilla might know more than he's willing to say. Your daughter's still guilty, though. See you later. Bye.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Steve's not that smart. I'm just gonna say it. I hear her. And I hear where she's trying to get at, and I hear the conspiracy, and I totally believe that there might be some. It might even be true. Steve's not that smart though.
Well, let me ask you something. Was he doing that to make it where it gets talked about? Like he's trying to. That's what it looked like. Like he's doing some incriminating shit.
That's what.
I get what you're saying, but and what I'm saying is he's not that smart.
Right.
He's not that smart to interject. You're giving him too much credit. He's not that smart to interject something like that mid-interview and try to leave people hanging on some clues or something like that. He's not that intelligent. That motherfucker had a shock collar around his nutsack with Natty Ice on the other side of the camera, coaxing him, telling him what to say. And as soon as you could see it visibly multiple times in that interview, he jumps. He goes like this. He goes like this and then looks up or looks off to the corner.
She was cracking the whip. Me and DVS brought that up.
She's shocking his nuts. She's got a dog shock collar around his nuts and she hitting it.
Whoa. Yo, you know what's crazy? I did point out the fact that he brought up the mob when DVS and I originally reacted to that video, and I'm like, oh, whoa, what's he trying to imply right here? What's he trying to insinuate? Right?
Oh, my bad, Blue. I didn't know that. I didn't know you caught that. Okay.
Nah, but we kind of just breezed over it. Like,
Russo is a very popular name. Russo is a very popular Italian name.
Exactly, and I brought that up here when the first time we ever covered this case. I said I know some Russos out here, some in government, some in gangs. Like one of my homeboys went away for a body that was a Russo. Shout out to my man Ricky, salute. But
Yeah.
someone tried to rob him and they had the wrong one. But you know what I'm saying? They tried to make him a victim and they ended up a victim. Like it was an unfortunate situation, but they deep out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I Googled it last time. It's over 50,000 Russos in the United States alone.
Yeah.
That's not counting Italy, where there's probably well over 150,000 Russos.
Yeah, I grew up with a Russo, man.
I did too.
This is the thing though. For her to the attention to detail, and she's a TikToker, and I think might have her come on. I told her she could come on whenever, but for her to the attention to detail, even though it might be a reach, doesn't it deserve to still be looked at?
It does. It does. It definitely does. The name ties deserve to be looked at. That's what I'm more interested in. I'm not interested in the fact that Steve said mob 2 times. I'm more interested in what she said about the Angelo family and it being tied to the Russo and tied to John Gotti. That's where it gets interesting. And I might want to follow that paper trail. We might have to do some homework off screen and try to follow that paper trail or name trail, as you like.
Well, it doesn't take away. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm hip to that shit a little bit. I know a little bit what's going on with that whole thing. They get a long reach with New York and Boston, even Rhode Island, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Danny Green, all the Greens up in. They even brought up Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland, Danny Green, Green Gang, salute. But yeah, I know a little bit about that whole situation, just from history and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was something. Listen, it might be a reach, but I thought it was something that needed to be brought. Listen, we're doing some journalism. Listen, I'm in some kind of wormhole now. Like there's so much little stuff that's going on. I'm like, wait a minute. There's some people with some weird charges and all this shit. Drip Drop's one of them. The Crime Circus has weird charges allegedly. That's another, and it kind of weird how they all align together. I got a creepy video to show y'all. I don't think anybody showed this on here. This same chick actually had this on her TikTok as well. I'm gonna grab her TikTok in a minute. I'm gonna make sure I credit her. I think it's PT. I don't know what it is. Hold on, but I'm gonna play this video. No context to the video. I'm just gonna let y'all see it because honestly, this gives me Idaho 4 vibes. I feel like I'm watching something I shouldn't be watching right now. And I think maybe the crash, I can't remember if the crash showed a part of this, but this is the full version. I know they didn't show the full version of this.
Go.
Hi, I'm Rosie. This is me right after taking the shrooms. I'm feeling great.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Do you have a problem with anyone?
Nope, the Kit Kat was
okay.
good. Okay, hi, my name's Kenzie, and this is me after the shrooms. We feeling good.
My name, that's federal. My number, you can't get that. You gotta get that, shawty. You gotta get that, shawty.
He's gonna be crying in the next clip, so be right.
How are you feeling?
How am I feeling?
Be like
well, I'm always pimping, so.
Period. Okay. Not yet. Go now.
Go now.
My name's Bubba. I weigh 245 pounds. I'm feeling good. I haven't ate a damn thing at all today, though. Only one sandwich at like 9 in the morning. Haven't ate a damn thing, so.
We'll see how it goes. Okay.
Classified.
Federal. There we go. Federal. And how are you feeling today? Right now, after taking the shrooms? 5 minutes.
If you had to kill someone in this room, who would it be?
Whoa.
I feel like we weren't even supposed to see this video. I don't even know what the heck I watched.
How is that even a question?
Gives me goosebumps. It's like,
I'm sorry. I ain't never asked that question.
Well, this is a different generation.
Shrooms too. When you tripping, that's the last thing I'm trying to hear. I'm like, fuck, go ahead with that bullshit.
Yeah,
Pino, you old as shit, bro. This is a different gen, bro. They do games and stuff like this. Now, the context is weird, I know, but at the same time, it's like, what is? And I don't know when this video was. I don't know if it could, dude. I don't know if it was the night. I don't know. Right. And it's crazy because I can't, bro. I took 4 hours on my day today to try to find the source of this freaking video, and I can't find it. I went, dude, listen, man, we here trying to show anything, right? Like all the new stuff in this case. And I literally wanted to make sure, like, because at first I thought it was AI. but it's not AI. It's real. And I think they played a piece. If I'm mistaken, chat, did they play a piece of this in the crash? Because I can't remember. And shout out to H Ching 281 for the donation. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you.
But yeah, you could tell in that video they were being real careful. Like they didn't want to get pinched. They didn't want to drop the dime. They're like, yo, that's federal. Like that, that's.
And at the end of the day, it's kids being
classified.
kids.
Yeah, they just talking. They talk. They feeling nice. They getting right. They getting their mind right and all that.
Yeah, I could feel that. It's definitely kids being kids, bro. Weird question to ask. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That shit would have threw me off. I hear you calling me a boomer and all that shit, but bro, I don't give a fuck how old I am. If I'm sitting in a room and we getting high, and then you ask me the question, who would you kill first in this room?
The dude asking that question is the weird one because look,
I'm gonna start figuring out how to make my exit from this get together.
Yeah.
Like because Ronnie said, you blowing me. You blowing my high.
Yeah.
Out of here.
I see what you're saying, Vanity. Of course, not saying that, but I'm saying like not kids, not children, but young adults. That's what I meant to say. These like young adults be doing, and it's a different generation. I get it, but it's a eerie video.
Yeah,
it is. It's definitely weird. It's eerie because two people aren't alive in that video, and one person is responsible for taking those two people. And then
hold on, let me get this off because I forgot about it earlier. Listen, the dude that fucking was asking the questions allegedly didn't speak to police at first. Like he was like Bubba, he wouldn't want to, and that again, he's asking some weird fucking question. That's a weird question.
That is. It's a weird ass question, bro. Bro. That question is enough to make me leave.
Yeah.
To get together. Like that's enough for me to like start going through the settings on my phone and make my phone ring and then act like I'm answering that bitch with nobody on that motherfucker and be like, yeah, I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go.
Yo, I'm honestly surprised somebody didn't answer that question with you for asking that question. What type of shit you on? Like, what type of time are you on? Like,
yeah, nah, we getting high and you asking me who I'm gonna kill.
That's gonna bug me out, bro. Like I'm eyes on you all night. I'm out this motherfucker. I'm out like a fat bitch in dodgeball. See you later.
I'm pulling the fake phone call stunt.
Yeah, goodbye. I'm just leaving.
It kind of fucks up her argument too, because this is what I got out of it. Because I'm only focused on Mackenzie, and Mackenzie Shirilla's whole thing is if she was on shrooms, she don't remember or whatever. Cheyenne was whatever she was saying in prison. We know what the actual court and the lawyers were doing. But when she's allegedly on shrooms in this video, she seems very, very happy.
Well, shrooms they all look like they were microdosing. None of them look like they were really tripping balls. I'm just gonna put that fact out there. They all look like they were microdosing, maybe 1 or 2 grams. They said a Kit Kat bar, so it might have been a shroom infused Kit Kat bar. I don't know. Maybe a 1-Up bar or something where you can just take 2 or 3 pieces of chocolate and be fucking microdosing.
Bro, they were high as fuck, bro.
Yeah, they had a little glow on, but they weren't tripping
They weren't tripping balls. Trust me, plug. I've been tripping balls. They were not tripping balls, bro. They were microdosing. They were feeling good. They were feeling giggly, and they were smiley. They were laughing. That's the peak of the shroom. When you start tripping balls, that's when shit starts going a different angle. That video has a hotel room vibe. It looks like a hotel room. Definitely the curtains in the background. Look at the curtains behind Mackenzie.
Yeah, the lamp, the couch, the whole vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets paid by a company called Weird as Fuck and gets $5 each time. Yeah, the hotel vibe definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Or an extended stay or something like that. Cindy, nothing wrong with not doing it, but them acting like it's a mass conspiracy because Q-Ho would you chip question is insane. I don't know if it's just me, Mike D, but I didn't really understand that.
Yeah, Mike D, I think you've been drinking too much tonight, brother.
Shout out to Mike D.
Trust me, Mike D, stick around. You're gonna be wanting to be around for the Carmelo shit. I already know. At the end, we're gonna be talking a lot about Carmelo. Speaking of Carmelo, though, real quick, halftime on this. Who has the most goofiest mugshot this month? Carmelo Anthony or Wes Watson?
Wes. Bruh, hey, they ain't believe me, bro. I dropped my video and everybody like, Wes ain't, he's still in bro. Wes is in jail and he lost That boy lost about 100 pounds. I ain't gonna lie. He ain't got no cream tea. He ain't got no peanut butter. He ain't got
no
nothing to keep
roids.
that weight on. And he talking about he waking up at 2 in the morning to work out. Boy, you ain't doing nothing but losing weight.
Yeah. Because
You
we all
look
know
like
he's
a
on the juice
smoker.
out here. You know what
Bro,
I'm
he
saying?
looked like a smoker in that picture, bro. He looked like a real deal baser.
Look at young
Who the
Steve,
fuck
bro.
is that? Ricky Bobby?
That's
Is
young
that Steve?
Steve.
Nah, that's not Steve. Y'all lying to me.
Nah, that's Steve.
What? That's Steve? Oh, I gotta post
Oh, I
that.
put that
That's
in the community
crazy.
post. It went crazy.
That's Steve. Look at Steve. That was the thing. That was the little hairstyle
It
back
looked
then,
like that
though.
70s show.
He damn sure do look like he stepped out of that 70s show.
He looks like a dude that is obsessed with Adventure Time. And there's no hate on Adventure Time, but now he ruined it for me. And I don't even watch it no more anyways. But that
He
ringtone
looked
was
like
like
the
so
dude from
trash.
Friends, bro.
Yeah, he looks like Chandler, right? Dude, Chandler on ketamine on crack, dude. This dude's oh, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
Cuck
crazy.
himself, man.
Hey, what do you say? YouTube streets on the road to 50K. Share this video. Let's go.
Man.
Oh yeah, we're at 42. We didn't even celebrate 40, man. We didn't even get it sucks we didn't even get a chance to celebrate those little milestones, but man, yeah, we hit
We've been
40, man.
working.
Salute to everybody, for real.
I think
Hey,
I don't know. It's a different era, but boy, everybody in that picture looked like they came out of that 70s show.
yeah,
Every single
facts.
person looked like they stepped out of that set. If you put this lineup right here in that 70s show at the drive-in movie, it will totally fit in.
He
Yeah,
looked
he
You
looks
like
wouldn't
a
like
even
the
young
think.
swinger
Ross.
neighbor. He looks like the
You,
swinger neighbor, dude, from the
He
yeah,
70
looked
show.
like Ross from Friends, bro.
Ross. Yeah, he do look like Ross from Friends.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, so one thing we never showed on this live stream and never did a video out is Mackenzie Shirilla's last the last little social media I think it's Snapchat, her like her whole day, the last day that she posted, it was the day before the murders. And I don't know, let's get some context into this. Bulletproof vests, Pino?
Looked like it. And she was trying to swole up like she was flexing on him.
They like Chief Keef, man. This is the suburbs, dude. I'm sorry, Pino. Blue, this is the suburb, bro.
Real rap.
Dude, Crime Circus is looking at these fucking videos every night of his life. He's a fucking freak. Weirdo.
What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm just trying to talk over this dang music. I ain't trying to get hit with a freaking copyright.
Clean your fucking room.
Oh
Really,
yeah, she's a slob, dude.
Clean your fucking room, bitch. Oh my god, that is disgusting.
For sure,
That
I
is
can't even imagine.
disgusting. Her cat probably pees on her clothes, 100%. 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that her cat does not pee. Cats like to mark their territory.
They do. If it's a male cat, for sure.
Yeah. They love to mark their territory. R.I.P. to Dom and Davion.
Look like Pino's backyard with all them birds. Self-incriminating. But that was her last Snapchat story before she got, or before the actual, that was the
That's
last one
crazy.
before the murder. So she had more after, obviously.
Not
But go
only
ahead.
was she in the bulletproof vest, but she was flexing like she was peacocking on him,
Hey,
giving the finger like.
that's illegal. You can't have a bulletproof vest. You
I'm
can't
sure
just.
that's some T-move fake shit.
It
Bro.
gotta be some
That
Temu
shit
fake
looked
shit. It
bulky
can't be
though.
no.
It
It
didn't
did
look
look.
like no low shit though.
It looked hefty. It looked like
It
a
did look
grown
hefty on
man's.
dogs.
But that's illegal. I don't know if it was real. If it was real, fuck it. Give her another charge. God damn it. Fuck it. Give her another charge. Calling the police.
Well,
Matter
we
of
all
fact,
seen the father.
I might call them right now. Call the police and tell them.
Yeah. Yo, we all seen the father on that podcast talk about Dom allegedly had this and that. I ain't gonna get into it. I know they found the scale on the shrooms and shit, but he tried to say he had guns in his trunk and all this other shit. Well, if that's the case, why was you letting your daughter hang out with him and live with him? Come on, man. Make it make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you had a whole lot of nice shit to say about Dom before your daughter took him off this planet.
Right.
Let's just be honest. You had a whole bunch of sweet shit to say about Dom before then. But then now this shit go down and you got a bunch of evil shit to say about Dom and your bitch ass. And what really makes me fucking mad is Steve, your bitch ass. You are a bitch. You are worse than you are a certified bitch. You are a certified cuck bitch.
Yeah.
Whore in any it got. I don't even have
He in the
words for
chair
you.
right now. Yeah.
Bruh, you blamed in that Como interview, you blamed the car. After you blamed the car, literally 2 minutes after you blamed the car, you blamed the Russo family. After you blamed the Russo family, you blamed the judge and the prosecutor. Then, to add a cherry on it, your cuck bitch ass motherfucking blamed Dom and Davion and said you don't know what they were doing in the car at the time. They could have did something to make it happen. Motherfucker, if you would have been interviewing, if I would have been Como, I would have slapped you through the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Through the phone.
And it's crazy you say that because I said the same thing. He's blaming everything and everyone but Mackenzie.
Bruh, it's wild. It's wild. Not one time did he say it could have been Mackenzie. Mackenzie could have had an episode and tripped out. You know, I do know my daughter has some mental health issues and she's a little nutcase. He didn't say that one time. I literally named it in order. He blamed the car first. He blamed the car and even went as far as to say put the car in jail or some crazy shit, lock the car up or some crazy shit like that. Then blamed the Russo family. Then after he blamed the Russo family, he blamed the judge, the prosecutor, and then after he blamed the judge, the prosecutor, he blamed the victims. He blamed Dom and Davion, which pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, because they do enough victim shaming and victim blaming, period. That's just wild work.
Hey, let me ask you something, Pino, real quick. How much would $24 of Tunchi get you in the prison system? Because look, we know that she's addicted to K2, right? She loves her K2. So that's what, according to all the girls coming out of prison. That's, you know, but allegedly. So she get $24 a month doing this food service thing in prison. How much I know she's not gonna spend that whole thing on K2, and I know mom they probably do shit other ways. But go ahead.
She probably not even spending none of that on K2. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. She probably saving that $24 a month because it go right onto her card for canteen money. But other than that, I can guarantee if she's getting high, she's paying 50 on the wire, maybe 100 on the wire. We already know that she's been finessing desperado cucks. She's been finessing. She has her little sugar daddies or whatever you want to call them.
Suckers,
yeah. She has these dudes sending her money and trying to talk to her. We already know that. So 9 times out of 10, she's getting her dope on the wire. She's going to the dope girl in male prison. We say the dope man. But she's going to the dope woman and she's telling them, I got 50 on the Western Union. Now, if the pound, this is where it all variates. If the pound is flooded with K2, meaning if there's K2 all over the compound, a lot of people have K2, different kinds of K2, and it's just been coming in, then she's going to get like 3 chapstick caps for the $50. But if there ain't no K2 on the compound and it's limited,
yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Yesterday price ain't today price. You getting 1 chapstick cap. And when I say chapstick cap, I want you to envision a bag of tobacco, right? You know what a bag of tobacco looks like. Everybody here, the chat, everybody, all 660 people know what a bag of tobacco looks like. Now, K2 is similar in texture, right? It's like potpourri that's sprayed with chemical.
Yeah.
So take a chapstick, take the cap off, dip it in. Chapstick cap is only like that big.
Like this.
Dip that bitch in, and that's your $50 on the wire. Yeah. So that's how much dope she getting. And that, and again, depending on how heavily she smoked, she might smoke that bitch in 2 days. a day. I've seen people smoke hundreds of dollars worth of dope in one day.
And please, whoever's in the live, please leave. We do not want to keep it at that number. I hate that. So can we move that
Somebody
number,
join us,
please?
share that
Yeah,
shit.
do
Yeah, that's
something. Do
crazy.
something. But I do need
stuff.
help. I do need help because this comment right here, we would need a female to go look for that because none of us want to do this. So that needs to be, if someone in the chat wants to go look that up, because I didn't know that right there.
Yo, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't shock me at all, considering what they allegedly had going on. But yeah, that ain't something we looking to look into. You feel me?
Salute to the whole chat. K2 is synthetic marijuana, aka fake weed.
So
Gucci.
okay, so we're gonna have to correct it right now, right? So K2, it is considered by law and standards synthetic marijuana, right? However, the shit that you buy at the gas station back in the early 2000s, Mr. Nice Guy and all that shit, the smiley face, is nothing like prison K2. Prison K2 is developed by whoever is trying to sneak it in. They calling their people and telling them to spray it with extra chemical. Number one. Prison K2, brother, you could sprinkle motherfucking micro crumbs in a joint and you'll be twacked out. You'll be on the floor throwing up, hitting the booth. I done seen it all, bro. I done seen people screaming under the water fountain. I done seen people get naked and run to the booth and start screaming at the officer. I done seen people jump on top of their bunk and play imaginary guitars. I done seen people throwing up. One time I seen, bro, I walked into the cell, right, to get a wick, which is a piece of toilet paper that's already lit and it stay burning all day. And it's called a wick, and it's to light your cigarettes, your weed, your K2, whatever you're smoking on, right? So I pushed the door open to get a wick. It's fresh after breakfast. I'm about to smoke me a cigarette. You know, I got to get that after the food cigarette in. And I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. But I pushed the door open, dog, and it's three people. It's two on the bunk, one on the floor, right? The one on the floor is laying in his own throw up. The two people on the bunk are nodded out. So I wake one of them up. I slap him on the arm. Pop, 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 pop. Hey, tighten up, man. He wakes up. He looks at the dude on the floor. He looks at the throw up. He turns to the dude next to him and starts throwing up on the dude next to him. The dude next to him wakes up out of his nod and starts throwing up on him. It's three people in the cell throwing up on each other, dog, and rolling on the floor.
Throw up, Maxine.
Bro, throw up, Maxine ain't even a word. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. But yeah, that's, bro, K2, prison K2 and street K2, two whole different ball games, dog.
Yeah, two different animals.
Yeah, two different animals, bro. I ain't lying to you, bro. They got dope that'll put you on a helicopter quick.
Facts.
I done seen it. I seen motherfuckers standing in a circle, smoking a joint of K2. They hit the floor. They fucking rush him out on a stretcher, and then another motherfucking dope head come back over to the circle where all those people just got rushed to the hospital out of and start looking for the joint. I need what they smoking. I need what they smoke. Motherfucker, they just went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
They just went to the infirmary. You need what they smoking. Go ahead, my bad, plug.
No, okay, so all right, hold on real quick. Hey, Rye, backstage. I don't know if you can play this, if you can hear me real quick. Just press play.
Rainbows. It takes
okay, pause it. Thank you.
Tough.
I just want to see if it's buffering or not. We're about to play this. So this is what I want to say, though. The inmates that are coming out of the same prison are saying that they quit being lesbian 2 months before they get out, and they're saying that qualifies as not being gay. Is that something? Go ahead.
They call it gay. They call it gay for the state, bro. 100%, bro. I told you
that's the definition. Yeah, exactly.
I told you that's a thing. That's a thing. That's where it comes from. Is the women's prison, and it's called gay for the state, and it comes from the women's prison. And yes, 85% of the women's prison population go in there and they become gay for the state.
And that's old school too. That's been going on for a long time. I've been hearing
long
about that
time.
Brett before YouTube, before all that shit.
Yeah, 100%. And anybody in the chat who's ever been to a woman's prison will verify that. That shit is gay for the state. It's 85% of them.
And that's what this video is going to be going into. Some of that sort of what it's like inside of that Ohio reformery. Go ahead and play the video.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It takes a very mentally tough person to be able to get through something like that.
What is it really like inside the Ohio Women's Prison where convicted double murderer Mackenzie Shirilla is going to spend at least the next 10 years of her life, maybe even more? We are getting inside information from a former inmate on everything from the rules Shirilla has reportedly been caught breaking to the privileges she may be getting behind bars. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Everybody loves a self-made success story, but John Morgan says that is not how real life works. The great John Morgan, everybody, in his new book, Life is Life.
All right, fast forward. I don't want to hear nothing about John Morgan. I don't mind John Morgan. I think he's done a lot of good stuff for Florida, but he's just a rich dude. Go
headlines
ahead.
after Netflix dropped The Crash documentary. It brought all this renewed interest, attention into the deadly crash that Shirilla was
Salute to Dr. Vona. Thank you, Dr. Vona.
July 2022. The then
Great channel there.
slammed her car into the side of a brick building in Strongsville, Ohio, destroying the vehicle, killing the two passengers, her boyfriend, 20-year-old Dominic Russo, and their friend, 19-year-old Davion Flanagan. Shirilla survived, incredibly, told investigators that she must have blacked out.
And pause it real
She
quick.
had
And
no
another
memory.
similar thing too between the cases between Carmelo Anthony is Austin Metcalf was the high percentage to make it to the NFL. I know Davion at one point Davion was a super athlete, so they're both that athlete aspect. Now we got two athletes that are not even here no more. They had bright futures. Go ahead.
Of what happened. To this day, she says she doesn't know what happened. The scene left responding officers nearly speechless.
We got at least 2 occupants in here. Doors closed.
Recording. Mounted. Wi-Fi connected.
God. I'm free, guys. Radio, three occupants.
Fast forward a little bit, right?
YouTube streets.
Yeah, get past this part. We've seen it, and
The crash.
There you go.
Her toxic relationship with Dom, her apparent pre-planning of the crash, bolstered by a visit to the site in the days before, what seemed like a complete lack of remorse in text messages and on social media in the time after the wreck, the physical evidence about the accelerator in the car and how there was no malfunction and how her foot never hit the brake. An Ohio judge ultimately found her guilty on a whole litany of charges, including murder. And at sentencing, the judge explained her reasoning for the punishment that she handed down.
There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. That won't be up to me. That will be up to the parole board, and that will be up to you to a great extent.
And she didn't take that in. Like, why wouldn't you listen to that? The judge literally just told you. Pause it real quick. The judge literally just told you, it's up to you. It's up to you, Mackenzie. And look what you're still doing. Look what your parents are still doing.
I told you, brother, it's going to take a good 5 to 8 years before it even sink into her, bro. I'm telling you, it's going to take a good 5 to 8 years, a couple face tattoos, a couple trains ran on her before it sink in. I ain't lying to you, bro.
No, we gotta remember we've had her ex-girl up here. We've had Kat up here. We've had people that actually done time with her, and they say, you know, she ain't taking this shit seriously. She running around having her fun, talking her shit, making her shit, doing her thing.
And to be honest, it's kind of it's two major factors. One, she's very, like I said, very young-minded. Very young-minded. She is nowhere near where the maturity level she needs to be at for her age, right? But number two is it's kind of a defense mechanism to not think about the time that you have, to not think about what's going on, to not think about the streets, to more think about what's going on in the prison, your quote-unquote girlfriend or whatever, the K2, the cigarettes. It's a distraction, and it's a deflect. It's something the brain does, bro, honestly, because I've seen lifers do it, bro. I've seen people sentenced to fucking life in prison and still say every day, I'm getting out. Wait till my appeal. I'm getting out. I ain't worried about this bullshit. I ain't thinking about the time. And they continue with their prison time, selling dope, selling cigarettes, just waiting on their appeal or whatever, bro. And I've met 45-year-olds that act like 15-year-olds that never, like I said, bro, for some people 2 days, some people 2 years, some people 20 years, bro, before they grow up. And it's a defense mechanism that your brain has to not want to think about it, especially for somebody who's immature in the brain.
Yeah, I was just gonna say her brain ain't even fully developed yet. We gotta keep that in mind. So
is it ignorance or is it stupidity? Because there's
both.
channels.
It's both.
There's channels out here called Mandu. Mandu does all the parole hearings in Louisiana, right? And then you could see every single one that gets off, they're remorseful. They're actually went through. They ask you if you did the programs. They ask you if you did all this stuff. And if you go up there and say no, you get denied every time.
Yeah, you gotta take accountability.
If you don't take
they do them out in New
accountability,
England too, Connecticut and shit like that. I see a lot of them videos. I be watching them.
Ronnie's right. A number one thing is you have to take accountability before that parole board. They will ask you, have you learned from your lesson? They will ask you questions just like this. And like you said, Mandu on YouTube, he posts this shit all the time, the parole hearings, bro. They'll ask you, what are you going to do to prevent something like this happening again? How are you going to live your life on the street? This, that, bro. They ask you personal questions like this. And but it don't even matter. She's not getting parole. She's in her first 2 years. She's got fucking 15 DRs. She's not getting parole.
And they want
you can hang that shit up.
They don't want excuses. You already got sentenced. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't listening to they ain't hearing whether you did it or didn't. You already there. They looking for you to take accountability, grow, and move on. If you don't start there, you ain't never going nowhere.
Go ahead.
The parents I see the comment. Phoenix Rising said, "I blame the parents," and the parents are a big part of it, but a major part of it, 100%. 100% fucking Scuba Steve and Natty Ice. I can't even call him Scuba Steve. I keep doing that because Scuba Steve is too cool of a name, bro. This dude is a cuck loser. We got to figure out a name for him.
They still enabling this shit. You feel me?
But yeah, they 100%. Like Ronnie said, they're enablers, bro. That's all they do is enable her fucking adolescent mind.
Go ahead, Rob. Play it.
Sickening.
The appropriate sentence, because I do believe that Mackenzie will not be out in 15 years. So she's sentenced on count 2, the murder of Davion Flanagan, 15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Russo, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other with credit for time served.
So what happened? Shirilla was shipped off to the Ohio Reformatory.
You didn't even know what that meant.
In Marysville, Ohio. It's a prison that first opened more than 100 years ago, can house 2,000 inmates. And that is where Shirilla was when she sat down for her first on-camera interview with the Netflix documentary film. And on her life behind bars, she said, it's really hard every day in here. I try to wake up and be the best person I can be every day, stay out of trouble. There's not a moment that doesn't pass where I don't think about Dom and Davion. But her short time in Marysville so far hasn't been without controversy, because we got a hold of her prison record, which gives us some insight into the apparent trouble she has been accused of causing. See, in May of 2024, Shirilla apparently got in trouble for apparently being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Corrections officer wrote, on the above date and approximate time of 11:40 p.m., inmate Shirilla, W111780, was seen in the second floor day room talking to her tablet. This is the second incident that has occurred where inmate Shirilla has been found in the day room after rec has been closed. Inmate Shirilla is being charged with 5.6 being out of place. In a follow-up report, Shirilla said she, quote, just didn't know. She apparently admitted this. The hearing officer found her guilty. She got a verbal warning. Just a few months later, another conduct report was filed. Quote, on the above date and approximate time, I, Officer Bryce, was conducting my random bed searches. During my search on inmate Shirilla, I found 2 pair of altered state pants, a fan with the name and number crossed out and Shirilla written on the same side, and 4 nude magazine pictures. For this, I will be charging her with a 12.3 possession of another inmate's property and a 12.7 possession.
What is so? What? Hold on. Pause it.
Not the nudies.
So what? A women's prison has nude magazines of what?
No,
Men?
that's why she was no. So it was contraband. Every
Okay.
prison got nude magazines, bro. Whether they were snuck in by the officers or whether they were sent in through legal mail, every prison either got somebody on the pound got nude magazines or nude pictures,
Or
just like
pictures getting
somebody,
sent to you, yeah.
yeah, just like somebody on the pound got a phone. But at the end of the day, she had 4 nudies, which she paid for 100%, 110%. She paid for these nude pictures. They're probably ripped out of a Playgirl or whatever woman's porn magazine there is. I don't want to think about what she does with those because Mackenzie, as we know, doesn't shower very often. Yeah, her cell probably smells like mackerel. But at the end of the day, the fan with the DC number scratched out and then her number added on, that's very normal. That tells me that the officer was out to get her. That tells me that whoever that officer was that wrote that disciplinary report is a either one, they're a zero tolerance officer, or they were out to get her, bro, because that's so common for you to get a radio passed on and then you take the tattoo gun and you literally scratch out the DC number with the tattoo gun and then put you tattoo gun your DC number into the radio or fan or whatever the case may be, electric shaver.
To the prison doc.
Go ahead.
I was just saying those numbers.
Did have the fan in pants, was turned into quartermaster, and I was charged. So apparently Shirilla lost commissary access for 30 days for that one. She was cited multiple times for apparently wearing clothing that had been altered or was being worn incorrectly. You have this report from April 2025. It stood out because...
Let me ask you something, Pino, real quick. Pause this. When you talk about the GBGs up in Florida, do they get in trouble for altering their clothes?
All right, so they wasn't called the GBGs when I was there. They was called the OK Gang, and yes, yes, they was. They was called the OK Gang, and for those that don't know what this is a gang of homosexual men. Most of them have life sentences or 50, 60 years on their bid.
And they put in work.
They walk around the compound and yes, they alter their blues and they get extra small blues, extra medium, so they can show their buttocks off to the other men on the compound. I'm just trying to be as proper as possible.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job.
We
show
appreciate
their
you.
buttocks off to the other men on the compound. They do things like take the dye off the M&M and put it on their eyes and all that crazy shit. But here's the kicker: is you ain't finna fuck with now one of them motherfuckers. I ain't lying to you. I am not. It is all right. Number one, it's a lose-lose situation when you fight a gay person in prison. I don't know about the street. I know in prison, it's a lose-lose situation. You beat him up, people gonna be like, you beat up a sissy, so what? He beat you up.
But if you lose, that's a bad look.
He beat you up. They gonna say,
well,
you got beat up by a sissy. It's a lose-lose situation.
Back to my question though, do they get written up for their alternating the clothes?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Again, like I said, that DR tells me that the officer was either a zero tolerance officer. Now you have 1 out of every 10 officers that's a zero tolerance officer, bro, meaning they'll write you up for anything and everything. They come on shift looking to do paperwork. And then you have officers that are out to get you. So it's either or with that situation right there. But it is very common for people to alter their blues and all that shit. And yeah.
Hey, maybe those sissy boys wear tight clothes just so they can fight better.
They don't fight. They stab.
Oh, okay.
They don't fight. I was just giving you an instance of if you fight a gay
person.
person.
Manager Jones's office to take her to the restroom to see if she was properly dressed. IP Shirilla was previously in Mr. Ream's office, and he had asked her for her hoodie as it was altered and considered contraband. IP stated that he couldn't have it because she wasn't dressed properly under her hoodie. When I told her I was taking her in the restroom to make sure she was dressed properly so I could take her hoodie, she stated if he got and then here is slang word for erection, From the way I'm dressed, that's his fault. As she got to the door of Miss Jones' office, she told
Whoa. Hey.
Oh man, that's just women.
That's just... She didn't feel comfortable. When we got into the IP restroom, IP Shirilla unzipped her hoodie and her state shirt was completely unbuttoned with just a sports bra on. She was instructed to button her shirt and give me her altered hoodie. The whole time we were in the restroom, she was very disrespectful and talked with a loud tone, asking if this was all we were worried about was her altered jacket. This IP has had several conduct reports for contraband clothing. She has been given new state uniforms in exchange for the altered clothes. Her hoodie was clearly taken in on the sides and was very form-fitting on this IP. And then you have this, August 2025, there was another incident, this one involving claims of sexual activity. A conduct report states IP had her hands in IP Shirilla's pants in her buttocks.
Goddamn.
Now, Shirilla denied this happened, reportedly saying, I did not allow her to touch me. I've never had a sex ticket.
I wonder who did that. Was that, pause it real quick, was that Juice? Or was that another? I wonder what girlfriend did that.
Hey, that shit remind me. Hey, smell my finger. Damn, Doofy, what's that? My ass.
Oh, Lord, it's bumpy. And remember, she did have bumps on her butt because I couldn't even match. So, dude, that lady's like really holding bumps. Oh, my gosh. Go ahead.
Man.
Whole case file on Mackenzie Shirilla. We have everything in there from the police body cam, the evidence photos, the incident reports, the jail phone calls. You can check it out there. Now, we wanted to know what life is really like in this facility, in prison for Mackenzie.
And this is why we're watching this video right now.
I had the chance to speak with a former inmate of the Ohio Reformatory for Women, Jess Dennison. And her videos have gone
Hey, pause it real quick. If we could get her on too, I would love that. I don't know if she was locked up with Mackenzie, but she's been locked up at the same facility, so she's gonna break this down.
Yeah, so she wasn't locked up with Mackenzie. She was locked up at the same facility, like 10 years, I think, before Mackenzie, I believe she said. I briefly remember hearing her talk about it. She said like 10 years or something, maybe 5 years before Mackenzie. Okay. So she at the same prison
behind the scenes.
I think I remember
about life at this women's prison. And I will tell you, Jess's story is unique. She told us that she was an advanced science and chemistry student in high school. She ended up using her skills to support her drug habit. She was sentenced to spend 3 years at the Marysville prison at just the age of 19 for illegal manufacture of drugs. She was granted early release. She relapsed. She went back and just told us that she was the first woman to earn an actual high school diploma instead of a GED at this prison, was given a graduation ceremony. She says she's now been clean and sober for 8 years. It's a remarkable accomplishment.
Shout out to her.
And since Shirilla's case has been back in the headlines, Jess has posted videos to social media talking about her time behind bars and answering everyone's questions they may have. So we got a chance to speak to her. Take a look. All right, time to bring in Jess Dennison, talk more about this. Jess, thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Just so everybody knows, you were at Ohio Reformatory. For how long were you there for?
About 7.5 years across 3 trips as a very young adult.
And you, to be also clear, you had no interaction with Mackenzie Shirilla. This was after you.
No. Nope, I was there before she even hit middle school.
Okay. I really want to get your perspective to see, what it's like there, what her life is like. Just generally speaking, what should we know about this facility that we're not understanding from just reading about it?
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into the mentality of a women's prison. It's a lot different than a men's prison. It's not nearly as violent. You get a lot more of the high school drama there. So while she's not dealing so much with the consequences of her actions on a violent playing field like the men would, as being confronted for her actually hurting a couple of kids. Whereas in the men's prison, she would face a lot more accountability for that. Instead, she is a very popular girl right now, unfortunately.
And that's interesting because you would
listen. I like Jess. Let me just say this.
Status. I have to imagine she's
let
like
me just
the most
say this.
well-known inmate.
I like Jess. And salute to Jess because what she did was remarkable, going to prison and getting a diploma, getting certifications, bettering her life, and now she's going back into the prisons and speaking, right?
Yep.
However, if a man went to prison for driving his car into a wall and killing his girlfriend and her homegirl, and I'm just being blunt, in the state of Florida, nothing would happen to him. He would not get treated as a chomo. He wouldn't get treated as a predator. He wouldn't get treated as the individuals that stuff does happen to. You get what I'm saying?
Unless it hits somebody, let's say somebody you're locked up with lost a mom from like the same thing. Like maybe
Well,
it
that's a
hit them.
personal. That's a personal issue.
Yeah, it could be personal. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to find that somebody. But 9 times out of 10, gangs run the compound in men's prison, and gangs are the ones that are putting the hits out. And hits are getting put out on rats and chomos. They're not getting put out on fucking somebody who killed their girlfriend, because there is a fuck ton of dudes in there that did kill their girlfriend. Let me just.
That's crazy.
Go
I can't
ahead and
believe y'all got to do better in the Florida State prisons.
I'm just being real. They don't.
But I think that's across
they don't-
America. Even like I think even AZ talked about in Arizona how a dude chopped his wife's head off and was good in prison.
Dude, my first bunkie in the Broward County Jail on the 7th floor, bro, was an axe murderer. He literally cut his parents' head off. Literally.
And you were cool with him?
Bro, I got moved out of his cell. I didn't even know what he was in there for. When I found out, I immediately wanted to get moved out of the cell, but it ain't that easy to get moved out of the cell. It took me a couple days, but I got moved out of the cell. I had to sleep with one eye open, bro. I was not comfortable with that, bro. What do you mean?
Holy crap.
You think I'm comfortable with an axe murderer sleeping below me? I slept on the top bunk. This motherfucker below me. This motherfucker wake up in the middle of the night and just start chomping on me or something, bro.
That's
you see what
crazy.
I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you got a good point. Go ahead and play it.
In other facilities, that might be a danger. Here, not so much.
Correct. That's right. So unfortunately, in the women's prison, especially in Ohio Reformatory for Women, this brings a lot of notoriety to you. Her popularity has shot up significantly because everyone on the compound is calling home to their family, and their family is giving them information on this crash documentary. So everyone wants to know who she is, talk to her, and be able to say, I was in prison with her.
Was it strange for you to see them filming a documentary at the Ohio Reformatory? I mean, have you ever seen anything like that before?
Yes. So a couple of times. There's a few times Kim Kardashian came in and worked with some of the girls to get early releases. So documentaries aren't strange there. But what is strange
that's
is
why they
them
want
filming them
Kim
in the
K.
week-
She's already been to that prison.
Yeah, I was
That's
just gonna say
crazy.
the same thing. Not only are they aiming for Kim Kardashian, she already did work in the prison that she's in, so she's actually believing in her head that it could be possible. You feel me?
Yeah.
A person in the documentary just out in general population for everyone to go hang out with after. That is different.
Explain to me why that's an issue.
So what it's going to bring is everyone around her. And while her personality is a lot in there, it's going to bring a lot more towards her, which amplifies the situation. It's kind of like in there, you only have so many distractions and you don't want the women distracted on each other. And that is the goal of a lot of the things to distract the women in there, like the tablets and the music. You don't want them focused on each other. This is going to make all of the women focus on her.
What is life like there? You wake up, you go to sleep. What does the full day look like?
So the prison that everyone thinks that it is actually what admissions is. So when you first get there, every single female in the state of Ohio goes through MCC, which is an admissions dorm. And inside of that, you spend 30 to 60 days, total lockdown, no movement, in an open dorm with all the women who are coming in until you do all your medical passes. You get given your level, which comes in 3 different levels in Ohio. The most nonviolent and youngest get level 1s. Whereas if you have a violent charge or you have recidivism rates where you've come back a few times, you're a level 2. And if you do the most heinous crimes, you're a level 3. Mackenzie Shirilla falls into that level 2. So once she gets out
Wait a minute,
the
why is
admissions
she in a
dorm, she's
medium?
gonna go out
That's
and
another thing. Why is she in a level 2?
She has no prior history. She has 15 to life, which is not like, I mean, you can get out in 15. And she probably has no prior prison history, no DR history for the prison system. No
But she's
type of
been getting a
history.
lot of
Yeah.
DRs the last 2 years, Pino. You just read
Correct.
some of them.
Correct. And that could, over time, it could bump her custody level up and send her to a stricter prison with some women that are a little bit more about it. But again, it takes a certain amount of DRs, bro.
Yeah, especially if it's something violent or you really catch a case on the inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the
it's
prison
different.
she's at is not violent at all. They're more worried about putting fingers in Mackenzie booty than hurting her.
Man, they're pillow fighting, man. Come on, play the video.
The general population and have everything, full access to everything. So what everyone thinks she should be living through is what she only went through in the first 30 days. Now she has full access to 2 food boxes a year and 1 sundry box a year, which is where the prison gives you magazines where you can shop out of them like you're online. She can get clothes, she can get sweatsuits, hair straighteners, blow dryers, curling irons, makeup. And most of that is to make the women feel a little bit more normal in there. But you're going to see the prison programs versus the consumerism making its way into private prison contracts, which is what those boxes are. They're outside companies are pushing as much as the prison will let them sell in there. And it's only a small amount of things, but for an inmate, it's a lot. So she has access to a ton of things.
You know, normally you would think if she's getting nice things, that might put a target on her back, right? Oh, you have all access to this, you're getting money, you're getting donations. Not the case?
Not the case. Not the case, unfortunately. That just ups her popularity because in there, your status is off of what you have, not who you are, what you did, or where you're from. So as long as you
See, that's
have
the
all the nice
difference
things,
between that's a big difference.
That's a lot of information right there. That's
bro,
very
that's
important.
a big difference than men's prison, bro. Big difference, because you can have money in men's prison and that will make you a target. It doesn't give you status. It makes you a target, and especially if you're not gang affiliated. If you're not gang affiliated, for instance, if you got a fucking phone and you're not affiliated with any gangs, you run the risk of any day a gang running down on you, stabbing the fuck out of you and taking your phone from you.
Facts.
So it's a major difference. She said they get popularity. The more money they have, the more status they have in there.
Some sorority shit.
Sorority shit. That they got curling irons, my guy. What
Damn.
the fuck?
That's a lethal weapon.
That's a lethal weapon.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
You're going to have friends around you. So that just ups her popularity and makes people want to meet her even more.
What about iPads?
Yeah, so the tablets are fun. They're interesting. And again, it comes back to that perspective of you don't want these women focusing on each other. So there's private tablets that you can order from JPay where you can download music, pay for music, and download it on your tablet personally. That was the first thing we upped from a FM AM.
Pause it real quick. I want to update people on something real quick. So there's a call out there. I don't know if Phone Calls to Prison dropped it yet, but it's one of the ones that got released. And basically, Mackenzie Shirilla is begging her $20 that she put in for music. She got ripped off for it, and she's telling her mom all about it. It's hilarious. Go ahead.
Ohio prisons, they created their own tablet that is given to all inmates. You don't have to buy it. And you can make phone calls from your bed. You can
get
send
last ride on her system. I know it's a possibility. I got to go through some kind of but if anybody in the chat want to help me, we can get music dissing Mackenzie Shirilla in her machine. All right, let's go.
Over 10-second text messages that you can text from your bed as well. So they have expanded that quite a bit. If you get that, you can also buy streaming services where you can stream movies or TV, millions of songs like YouTube. It's really crazy.
She required to have a job, or can she sit back and just watch movies all day?
So every inmate is required to have a job. Now, you get to choose which way you want to program, which way you want to work in there. So when you go in, everyone is initially given a first-time job, which is usually CFS, the chow hall. And that's terrible. You're working in the worst food in a dish pit for 8 to 12 hours a day, just like a normal job. Whereas you could get assigned a lucky job like I did, which is a reclaimer, and you take one garbage can of trash.
Hold on real quick. Pino, wasn't your job, wasn't you pushing people in a wheelchair around? Other inmates in a wheelchair?
Nah, but that's a job on the compound. That is a job in men's prison and women's prison alike. You get assigned an inmate that cannot physically walk or has some type of handicap, and you will push them around and get them to their medical appointments, their call outs, their everything. Them the only motherfuckers without a job. But she right. There's some similarities. Everybody got a motherfucking job on the compound. You gonna have a job and you gonna work. And she right. The kitchen is the hardest motherfucking job. Veggie prep is hard. The line is hard. Fucking prepping is hard. The freezer is hard. Bringing fucking the trash out to the swill bucket is hard. Washing the dishes is hard. The whole kitchen is hard, and it's an 8-hour shift, bro. And you gonna be in there, or you gonna go to confinement.
Hey, all the people in the chat that's been to prison, I see some people in there like Mile High Hustle and some other people. Put in the chat what your job was when you were in prison. Go ahead and play the video.
I've pushed somebody
Hold on.
around in a wheelchair, and that's probably where you're getting that from, Plug. Is I have pushed somebody around in a wheelchair.
Hold on.
Everyone does have to
pause
work.
the video.
My bad.
No, it's fine. We're on the delay. Go ahead.
That's where you're getting that from. Is I have pushed somebody around in a wheelchair, but it was not my job assignment. The sweetest job assignment I had was the TCU orderly when I worked in the crazy unit. That was the sweetest job. I ain't gonna lie.
That's crazy.
Let me ask you this. We were talking a little bit before. You're going back there. You're going back there as part of an alumni program. Is there a scenario where you could speak to, talk to, converse with Mackenzie Shirilla, provide her advice?
Only if she decides to program for the better of herself. So like I said, every inmate has the opportunity to set their own programming schedule. You can decide if you want to go into college, if you want to go into the Tapestry program like I did, which is the highest the highest recovery rate in the entire state of Ohio with 27%. And so she has hundreds and hundreds of programs that she could get into. If she went into Tapestry next year for Alumni Day, I absolutely could go in and mentor her. But that's a personal choice. She could choose to not do any programming and go run the yard.
Wow,
all day,
honestly, Mackenzie Shirilla, you have the keys to your success right in front of us right now. The way that she's like an OG. She can help you, Mackenzie.
Bro,
But again, will she accept it? No.
The prison she's at gives so much fucking the word I'm looking for, opportunity. The prison she's at, the prison that Mackenzie Shirilla is at right now, gives so much opportunity to female inmates. It is wild. I've been to 5 or 6 different prisons, and I've never got opportunities like that. You have the opportunity for a GED, but most prisons in the state of Florida, you don't get opportunity options like that where you can get certifications and this, that, and classes and college courses. Yeah, you can do college courses in prison, but you're gonna pay for that shit in Florida.
Job and not do anything.
Hold on, real quick. So she looks like kind of looks like Mackenzie, right? In a way, not. I'm not just in a way, right? Now, maybe just a couple years older, not much. She's very young too. But when it comes to like Mackenzie, she's so far away from becoming what she is. Like the difference, and dude, she honestly, if Mackenzie Natalie was actually smart, they would have this lady go there and help her out as much as get her on the right track. But this is the thing: she's not going to accept it because she has no remorse. She's so cold-hearted. I don't think she could ever. She reminds me a lot like Kohberger. She's a female Brian Kohberger.
But she reminds me of Wade Wilson.
A female Wade Wilson, for sure. Go ahead. Play the video.
Her parole, right?
She's already hurt herself at parole, unfortunately. So the parole board gives people a bit of a self-confidence that I think hurts them in the long run. When some of the inmates have longer time, they fill themselves with delusion that appeal is going to get them out early. Unfortunately, with her conduct reports, it doesn't seem as if she's carrying herself in a way that matters to her right now. These parole boards and this parole hearing, they flop you, is what we call it in there. You get flopped for 5 years every time. So they rarely, for any infraction that has a life sentence tag on the end of it, give the first parole hearing or at the first parole meeting, give parole. You will get flopped at least 2 times if you have any conduct reports on your record whatsoever. She has many already. So in 10, 15 years, she's going to have to answer for what she was doing when she first got there. So she's going to get pretty disappointed, and she's going to get pretty humbled pretty quickly after she watches
She already
years worth of
fucked
people.
up. That's what she's saying. She's already messed up.
I told you that. She got too many DRs on her history right now for her to parole in the first 15 years.
So that first one, no, it didn't. Oh, Lordy. Oh.
So the first parole hearing, what's going to happen is the first parole hearing, they got a 5-year flop, is like she said. So the first parole hearing, when she goes up for her 15 years, after she's already served 15, they're going to deny her due to her disciplinary report history. However, they're going to flop it, and she has a 5-year span from that 15 years. So after 15 years to the 20-year mark, she'll be able to go back up for parole again, and they'll look back on the last 5 years. Basically,
there's a possibility that Carmelo Anthony could get out before Mackenzie Shirilla.
Yeah. Well, I think half of it. I think his
is 17 for parole after 17.
Yeah, it's 16.5, I think, and it's I don't know. I don't know how Texas works, but yeah, that is a major possibility because Mackenzie won't parole in her first 15, 100%.
And another fact real quick, they still have Mackenzie Shirilla's go send go on, but they got rid of Carmelo Anthony's. That's bullshit. Get rid of Carmelo's, yeah, that's fine, but get rid of Mackenzie Shirilla's as well. She shouldn't have a go send go. That's another thing. That's why like this lady says, the money is the power there. So get rid of the money, take the source away.
Yeah.
Come in and leave and never contact her again.
Was there something about in the documentary itself that makes you believe that as well, that she might have difficulty for early release?
Yes. Just the fact that she has just never said what happened that night. She claims the fact that she can't remember. The parole board will not accept that. That's not acceptable. That you're in there to rehabilitate, to program, to make yourself better, and to take accountability for what you did. And she is not doing any of that right now. And the first 5 years are most important to the parole board.
Accountability.
Well, then it goes to another point I just thought about. Like, a lot of people will play the game, but they're not really remorseful. So maybe this is a blessing in disguise that she's acting like this.
We call that fake it to make it.
Yeah, so she's not fake. So she hasn't figured that out because it's a stupid family, obviously. But this is a good thing. It's a blessing in disguise that Mackenzie Shirilla hasn't faked it to make this. It's still showing her true colors now, and she's already fucked up her parole, like Pino said.
She still got that ego too. She's egotistical. She got narcissist traits. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to take her about 9 years
you have
before
an
it's sinking in.
opportunity to eventually speak to her. Like if she does take this chance to, like you said, better herself and meet with you, what would you say to her?
I think I would ask her what she would say to herself when she gets to the age of release. Like what she would ask to herself when she was younger, when she went in. Is that how you want to be remembered? Do you want to be the girl who couldn't take accountability and couldn't be remorseful and tell the truth about what happened to give closure? Are you just going to remain in your addiction and your addictive personality? She needs work. She needs rehab. She needs cognitive behavioral therapy. And that doesn't start until she realizes that she single-handedly is responsible for this.
She's got to want it.
This facility provides the help if you want it.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds of incredible programs. You get to set your own programming. You can sign up for whatever you want or don't want. I got 7 state certifications, 2 college degrees, and I was the first female in the state of Ohio to get my high school diploma instead of my GED. She has every opportunity to come out with no student debt, be completely on top of her education, and flip her life around at 30 if she comes out on an early parole.
Wouldn't it be tough, though, considering her notoriety, considering what she was convicted of? Wouldn't it be very tough for her to, I don't know what that life would look like on the other side.
She could never drive a car again.
I think
Let's
she
get
has
that
an
out the
opportunity.
gate.
I think that with the programs that they have in there, the second chances are endless. Even for her with her notoriety in her case and what she did.
This is why I try to tell my
difference
kids
is
too.
gonna
Like,
be whether
this is
people
what
receive
the
it because she
Shirillas
actually
failed to
speaks
do in
out.
Mackenzie. One stupid ass decision. Again, this is letting her emotions get the best of her. Fucking, that whatever people try to make it out to be, it's a cut and dry thing. There was intent there. One decision, you're done. It's over. And then now you can't do that. It's over. When she gets out, like he just said, what is she going to do? And think about this. What's she going to do? A Gypsy Rose and depend on social media? Oh, she's going to get ate up. Even Gypsy Rose is dealing with it. She can't even, they got to turn the comments off. Look at Rosie. She turned the comments off.
Ability.
So when you're looking at this and you're thinking about her case and what she's going through and the amount of attention that's being brought here, what is, how difficult is life there? I mean, we talk about some of the advantages, we talk about some of the benefits, but day to day, how demoralizing is it? How depressing is it? How is it tough to be motivated? Again, we go back to what it's like inside there. What are we not seeing?
Yeah, the mental torture, it is a lot. So the things that you think people are in there arguing over, they're not. You spend most of your time in there listening to, for a perspective, it is 300 women in an open dorm, just 150 bunk beds thrown in a warehouse. And there's 8 to 10 of them on the whole compound. So you're listening to women screaming at the top of their lungs over nothing. You're fighting over phone lines because people are calling next from across the dorm at count time. You are waiting in a 300-person line for microwaves. So you could have all these luxuries. You can go shopping at Walmart essentially and have a whole grocery bag under your bed. But if you can't get in the one microwave for 300 women, it doesn't matter. So all of these things, you don't have your freedom. You can go out the door when you want, but they still tell you when you can and cannot shower. They tell you when you can and cannot get up and go to bed. And it's demoralizing in that point. It's exhausting. And if you don't have the mentality to live around 3,000 criminal women and the behaviors that come with that, you won't survive it.
Are there episodes of violence?
There are. I've seen few, but it's usually over something personal. It's never over principle like it is with men. It's usually personal. The only time I ever saw any serious violence in there is because someone hung up somebody's phone call and they were calling home for a family emergency. So that's the type of things that would get women to actually get violent.
Jess, I want to go back to you. Talk to me about the work that you do right now and how you're helping people.
Yeah, so I use my story, my sobriety, and I share it on social media all of the time. It helps a ton of people. We work with nonprofits across multiple different states to get ex-inmates or people who are on the streets and are struggling into rehabilitation, into sober living facilities. And I'm going to take all of that motivation back into the prison for Tapestry Alumni Day. And then we get to motivate
This lady's a better looking Jessica Kent too. Go ahead.
There is something else on the other side of this. And regardless of what you did, where you come from, there's a comeback.
And by the way, you have a significant social media. Like that's actually one of the things that we were seeing is the videos that you were making about this place and also about the Mackenzie Shirilla case. That's an interesting way to communicate it to the world.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a great opportunity for sure. I think one thing I want to share a lot of that my followers seem to be very, very excited about to hear in the inside is a lot of the opportunities that they get for being able to have normal food, like eye care packages you can buy online and send food to somebody once a week. And it's gourmet meals. Like it looks like it came straight out of a restaurant. But on the other side of those programs are inmates who are learning how to cook in a restaurant, in an industrial kitchen, by order per unit. So sure, some inmates are getting a cheeseburger, chicken and waffles, and that doesn't quite make sense. But there's somebody on the other side of that who is learning how to be an actual industrial chef in the restaurant industry and can take that anywhere with them. Yeah. Same with the hair salons and the nail salons. Mackenzie Shirilla can go get her hair done and create a hair appointment and just pay for it out of her commissary. But there's an inmate on the other side of that learning how to do hair to go into the hair industry. So there's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're doing great work. I really appreciate you coming on and giving us a little perspective about what this facility is.
He's very intelligent, man.
Mackenzie Shirilla.
And men's prison, you tell they ass you know how to cut hair. Guess what? You a barber. Guess what? You ain't getting paid for it. Guess what? You ain't getting no certification either. Guess what? You ain't doing no special haircuts either. You finna shave that head bald. Hey, that shit crazy. They get she got a lot of opportunity, bro. A lot.
So let's put a knife in it. Let's put a bow on this Mackenzie Shirilla thing because I do want to pause into the Carmelo Anthony case, which is very similar when it comes to the parents. Rye, I might have to do another video, but let's wait a minute. I'm gonna do a break. So
Listen,
in conclusion, when I don't know how many Mackenzie videos we're gonna be doing because really I don't know how many updates, but TMZ's officially treating her like a celebrity, which is it's very odd to me.
Yeah, that's crazy because we were talking about this earlier, and I think in her sick, delusional head, she still thinks she's gonna be some type of influencer, whether it's
she
from
thinks she's a
behind
celebrity.
bars or when she gets out, she thinks she a celebrity.
Ronnie, she thinks she a celebrity right now.
She thinks she is now. Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
Real rap.
100%. She walking around that prison strutting herself like she a celebrity. 100%. She strutting like she the shit.
Yeah, that's real
100%.
rap.
100%. Sick world. Yeah, 100%.
And when it comes to dumb shit that's gonna be done and
Okay,
said
Rye,
in
I don't
this
know if you can hear
case,
me, but we're gonna do Breakfast Club, the Carmelo Anthony family interview on the Breakfast Club because we
Hey,
are about to debunk all their lies.
let me
Now,
just say this. Can I say
yeah,
this?
I don't know. Yeah, you want to talk about Jeff
Carm
Metcalf?
Well, let me just say this. I don't want to talk about Jet Metcalf because I'm not going to talk about somebody who lost a kid.
Exactly.
And it's for both sides. I'm not going to talk about, excuse me, excuse me. I'm not going to talk about the parents of Carmelo, and I'm not going to talk about the parents of Metcalf. But what I am going to talk about is in the state of Texas. You cannot, and I'm just going to say this before you run your Carmelo. And all the Carmelo fans and all that shit. You cannot. The law is how it states. You cannot stab somebody in the heart if they push you. Again, in the state of Texas, you cannot stab somebody in the heart if they push you. Texas law separates physical defense into two categories: non-deadly force and deadly force. Non-deadly force, a minor physical altercation like a push, a shove, a grab, justifies non-deadly response. Deadly force, you can escalate it to deadly force, such as a knife or a gun, if you reasonably believe it is immediately necessary to protect yourself against another person's use of a deadly force or to prevent murder, sexual assault, robbery, or kidnapping. Okay? So
Yep.
you can only meet force with equal amount of force. And that's usually how most stand your grounds
push for
work.
push, right.
It's push for push, shove for shove. If you push me down on the floor, I cannot just pull my gun out and shoot you 3 times in the chest.
Yeah, this ain't Florida.
if you poke me in the head, I can't pull my gun out and shoot you. That's not how stand your ground works. Stand your ground works off the fact that I am in imminent fear of my life, and I have to protect myself or my ass, basically, is what it says.
And just so everybody knows, I was gonna say when you were talking about Texas and the other states, and this is not opinions based on emotion. This is strategy based on facts. This is logic and rational.
Brother, I'm reading this straight from the Texas Penal Code section 9.31. This is coming straight from the Texas Penal Code. You
I'm
cannot
already knowing.
stab
That's why I'm
somebody
giving
in
them
Texas.
context. It's all facts.
Yeah, 100%. You cannot stab them because they pushed you. Self-defense forces must be proportional to the threat you're facing.
Yep, meet force with force.
I mean, that's why he got found guilty. I mean, there's a lot of false information on this case, and it's still getting spread by the Carmelo Anthony family. They're saying that there was no minorities in the jury, and that's a lie. There was different nationalities in that jury.
Yeah, and I think what they were trying to get at is there was no black people on the jury, which there weren't.
That's what Milk was saying, basically.
Yeah, there weren't any black people, but there was Latinos and I believe a Chinese person or something.
I think.
Asian person, Oriental.
There were 6 different minorities.
Yeah. But bro, it doesn't matter how many, brother. If we're going by the law, what are we talking about? Why are we raising this much concern? He upped his knife and stabbed Jit in the heart.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the issue is they're going around saying believe Carmelo now. This is just so similar to the Shirillas of how they're not making their kid have any accountability,
and
or
that's
they're
the thing.
not.
It's
Yeah,
it's just like Mackenzie Shirilla, because the dad is like, oh, don't believe the hype. No, bitch, we're believing what we see. We're believing the black box. We're believing the police report. We're believing the video camera footage. When that comes to Mackenzie, we're believing the patterns.
Evidence. Yeah.
The same thing with Carmelo. We're believing the fucking coroner's report. We're believing the fact that Metcalf was stabbed in the chest. We're believing the fact that people did say you ran off after you stabbed him in the chest. We're believing the fact that you ditched the knife shortly after running off and a police officer found the murder weapon. What is that? What is there to argue? I can't push somebody and they stab me in my chest and not expect them to go to prison, bro. That doesn't work like that. You can only meet force with equal force. That is stand your ground, fucking 101.
That's not an eye for an eye.
This
That's
is
going to the
it's a
next
different
degree.
story. It's a different story if somebody kicks your front door in and they're in your threshold. Now you're going under castle doctrine. You're going under people going in your house is considered a threat to your livelihood. But when you're out in the street and you're arguing with somebody and they flick you in the forehead, you can't up the blicky and shoot them.
Right.
Okay, so Rye, you're gonna have to speed the video up a little bit, maybe like 1.1, 1.2, because Breakfast Club, they're like on the radio and stuff, so we gotta be very careful. I'm gonna probably bring this up every now and then too to mess with the. You got to be careful. You can get copyright with these people, so we got to be careful. All right, so basically, this is the interview with the Carmelo Anthony family. They're responding basically to Jeff Metcalf. Jeff Metcalf has been going off. He ain't playing no games. He said gloves are off. He's like the gag order's over, and he's speaking his mind. And the Hunter, man, Hunter. I feel for him so bad. Pino had to dip out. He wasn't ready for this.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Blue,
hard for me. I can't
somebody
stand
said in the chat that
Charlamagne.
you're about to dip out too. You guys,
Nah.
this
I'm
case
good.
is it's touchy.
I can't stand Charlamagne. But listen, shout out to everybody in the chat. You know where it's at.
Oh, I
YouTube
can't
Street
hear you, bro.
Podcast.
Hold on.
We appreciate you. You know what it is, man. Ronnie Blue Eyes the movie coming soon. Boston Boss, Malden Mobster, Scandalous Squadster. Yeah. Go subscribe. Ronnie Blue Eyes, YouTube Streets. Hit the like button if you like something.
Oh, my bad, Blue.
I ain't going nowhere, homie. I'm here. I just can't stand Charlamagne.
Oh, I know. Shay Charlamagne's got some weird charges too. Another weirdo, another weird dude, allegedly. My bad, Blue. The way the StreamYard does it sometimes, we'll be talking over each other. We can't even hear each other. I gotta
Yeah,
go in
there's
and
a
come
few.
back.
It's all good. There's been a few technical difficulties tonight, but StreamYard's been lacking a little bit. It's all gravy. Let's get into it.
All right, man. Play the video. Let's go.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Well, good morning, both of you. Drew
Put
and
some
Kayla,
respect
thank you
on my
so
name.
much for joining me this morning. How are you guys holding up?
All right, first things first, man. Who the fuck is this lady on the right? Because she is not a journalist. She doesn't even know the fucking case. It's embarrassing.
Right.
Let's go.
Right now we're in a nightmare.
Look at that shirt, real. Blue.
Right. Seizures.
Go to the settings, put the subtitles on, turn it all the way up.
Yeah.
Make sure it's sped up a little bit. On the speed part, it's right where the subtitles are at. Right. Yeah, there you go. You're right there. Yeah, just because he talks pretty slow too. All right, let's go. Now they're wearing shirts that say "Believe Carmelo." Like we're supposed. Again, this is going into the same thing with Mackenzie. There's no accountability. They've been convicted of murder, and they still have a shirt on the first interview after the fact. This is what the parole's going to see. Not this, but this is a public opinion thing.
Right.
Believe Carmelo? Come on, man. Calf was a great cook.
Right. Like
you
how you gonna
dumbass
say,
motherfuckers.
I didn't know how much of a great kid he was until I lost him and he saved somebody's life. That's the saint paint. They're trying to paint him as a saint. And this lady's over here bobbing her head like she's agreeing with everything, like he's the victim, bro. He took somebody's life. At the end of the day, this is just a fact. No emotions involved. Logical, strategical, rationally. That just is what it is.
They had to go get somebody else. They couldn't even get the main people on this channel to do this interview. They had to get another person to do this interview because they know this is horrible.
Yeah.
This is horrible. This is still like stab. This is still stabbing the family. No, you know what I mean. This is horrible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Making
Dude,
about
listen,
race.
bro.
But you
The
had this lady
fucking
that's
dude, the
running.
Metcalfs.
At
Pause
the
it real
track
quick.
meet.
Pause it. The Metcalfs, they got doxxed when Jeff Metcalf forgave Carmelo Anthony and actually went up to the conference. You guys kicked them out. Kicked the victim's father out of your conference. Like, dude, you don't. Who gives a fuck? I hope you got 1 million pizzas. I hope you got 1 million. Whatever they did to you. Who gives a fuck? Jeff Metcalf got swatted. How many times did the Anthony family get swatted? And I do want to pull something up real quick because this is a win. This is Drew Anthony, like 5 hours ago, right?
Okay.
We are under attack. All the money will be refunded. Bro, Go Send Go is sending all that money that they donated to Carmelo Anthony, all these people, it's going back to their accounts. It's over. The Anthonys, you took a big L today, son. All that money. That money, bro. It was in escrow. Now it's going back to the people. You idiots.
And
Maybe if you were more remorseful, maybe you would keep that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and what about before?
But
Didn't
they
they
feel this is the
allegedly
time they
buy a
wanted to
home
show
or a
Hold on,
this how we
pause
house?
it,
really
pause it.
feel about
Right.
y'all. And
Pause
they
it. Let Blue
use
talk. Go
my
ahead.
son.
Didn't they buy a car or a home or something like that already, or was that cat?
That was a fake report. They didn't buy a home, but they already lived in a nice home.
Okay. I remember someone saying something about
Pause it real
To make
quick. He was
sure
asked
that
15 times to leave the tent by multiple races, white people, black people, everybody that was in that tent. The witnesses that Carmelo Anthony's defense tried to bring up was black individuals, right? And they actually said, he wasn't crowded. They went against their testimony, and we'll get more into that. Go ahead.
yeah, they always try to
to
make it
approach
racial.
him. He
Yeah,
even said in the
listen.
video in court.
That's what. So at first, Jeff Metcalf, when this was all going on, he wasn't being racial. He actually was telling Jake Lang, "Yo, you're making this worse," and
Yeah, I remember. He was
yeah,
trying to be civil and not, escalate things.
but they went and hired the biggest racist, woke Alexander Baby Shaker Alexander, right? They went and hired him, so now they made it racist from the jump.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They can't say race because you want me to be real with y'all. You want me? Hey, Anthony family, guess what? You guess who locked you up? Your own people locked you up because those witnesses that you said that they switched their story up. What happened was they went on the stand and actually told the truth. Because when your hand is over on the oath, your defense fucked up by bringing up people that literally told that you wanted them to lie. They told the truth, and there was multiple races: white, black, everything. Realistically, on paper, you got locked up by your own race because they snitched on you. Go ahead.
You know what's crazy? This lady conducting the interview, she really ain't even asking too many questions. She's basically just letting them talk, and then she's playing into the shit. Like, it's crazy.
Bro, I don't know if this is like it reminds me back in the day like Barbara Walters type interview, but even she was a better fucking journalist.
Yeah, she's just like, yeah, mm-hmm,
This is
yeah.
Zane Lowe fucking interview, dude. Oh, hold on, let me coddle you. Go ahead. So basically, they probably put a highlight on Austin, and he's probably just fucking mad that he didn't put the full highlight on the boy too. So so basically the show where Austin was at the time of the murder, which is very common. This dude's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and even the dude, even the lady, excuse me, conducting the interview, she's like, well, did they know what a great kid he was? Like, listen, someone lost their life at the end of the day. What's the relevancy? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Respectfully, I hate the division. Love all people. I'm pushing peace, but
Yeah, but we don't. But listen, we just got done covering the Shirillas. It's not about. It's not about race. This is about fucking horrible parents. That's what the topic is tonight. And it's quite. And we're really. I'm going to be going on a run with Carmelo Anthony because there's a lot to cover. Somebody peed on his grave, bro.
Wow.
It's horrible, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Oh, I remember this in the court. So I read this transcript real quick. So Carmelo Anthony, they made a scene early on. They said, "Oh, Carmelo Anthony just ran to a teacher because he was trying to get help and he felt bad." That's not what happened. So he was running away. A lady administrator grabbed him and said, and then asked another teacher, "Hey, hold him here. He just stabbed a kid up here.
Right.
Hold him." So the teacher went and grabbed him in a hugging formation. This is, I swear to God, y'all look this up. This is it. I'm not prepared right now. I don't have it to pull it up, but this is what really happened. He didn't run and like go into someone's arms. Oh, I need you. I just messed up and felt remorse. No, he actually was trying to get away from the scene. Go ahead.
Fleeing the scene of a crime.
Pause it real quick. I could see this in the future. Somebody's gonna do a sit down with the Shirillas and this family together, and they're all gonna have a kumbaya.
That's crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of contradictions. You know what I mean?
And Shameless, Michael Merritt has a great question, great statement about why didn't Carmelo Anthony take the stand? Great thing. And I think they kind of answered that where the lawyer said not to. His parents probably said not to. And honestly, you're going to get the real reason why. Like, if Carmelo Anthony took the stand, it would make these two look fucking guilty and maybe possible charges for them, allegedly. Go ahead. He throw up Vice Lord in a photo. Why was he throwing up Vice Lord?
Right, and he keeps referring to him as a YN and stuff like that. And not once has the parents nor the lady conducting the interview showed any concern or sympathy for the victims or the victims' families.
Because that's the whole thing with self-defense, right? Like, at the end of the day, a human being that's committing self-defense, wouldn't they act like a human being? And you know, as time goes by, when you feel remorseful, like I think even like DJ Vlad, for example, he had a home invasion. He eventually felt remorseful for the dude and didn't press charges on somebody that broke in his house that he shot. And now he didn't kill him, but at the same time, it's like if you are not quote unquote in the streets, then
it was about
why are you not feeling remorseful? Go ahead. That's crazy. He started calling right there. All right, thank you, Rye. Hey, I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. You guys ran the likes up. Thank you so much for being here tonight. The beginning of this live was about Mackenzie Shirilla. We talked about Carmelo a little bit. There's a lot more to unpack. We'll get to another time, regular video or a live stream. These live streams are like the Super Bowl. The videos are like just regular games, right? But when we do these live streams, it gets pretty litty. Salute the Blue Eyes.
Salute. Shout out to everyone in the chat. You know where it's at. YouTube Streets Podcast. We'll be back.
Blue Eyes has a crazy video on his page right now, how his pit bull saved a cat from a coyote, man. Crazy.
Yeah, check it out. Up now.
That's something different. I love that shit, man. I love videos like that, man. It's a good story. Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
they're
shit was
crazy, bro.
Yeah,
That was crazy. Yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah, and dude, and honestly, bro, there's a lot of stuff going on with JLR too, and it's just so much going on, man. It's like, gosh, sometimes there ain't nothing going on, and then now there's just so much. But
yeah,
dude,
when it rains and pours, the desk is filled right now. Full.
JLR got confronted again while he was at the Carmelo Anthony trial, which was pretty crazy. He tried to put a false jacket on somebody. Anybody that comes up to him now, he does like a like how the trolls do it. He just hits them with the lie, like, yo, well, I heard you touch kids.
I can't stand that shit.
Oh my gosh, dude, JLR is a piece of shit. And then Criminal Network got arrested at Nancy Guthrie's house, right? They already told him, he already got arrested once. They said, don't come back. And he said, fuck it, I'm going to go back. Now he's getting a felony.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was all for fucking YouTube. It was all for clout.
Yeah, no doubt. When the truth don't work, they come with lies, bro. Try anything.
And this person, Ching, she's donated a couple times. And I thank you so much for your donations. The Metcalf lost her son, and this woman somehow thinks it's important to mention that his son is a great cook. That's a great point.
Yeah, that was crazy. I caught that shit too. It just threw me off. Like they're talking about what a great person this is and that, and it's like, what that got to do with the fact that someone took someone else's life? Period. Thank you for the donation. Salute to the whole chat. Hit the like
Oh, I
button.
didn't catch that. I forgot about that. So Jeff Metcalf did say that that Carmelo's family wasn't even there for the victim impact statement or the verdict. So how would he even know? He was going off of Jeff's interview. That's how he was able to say that.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Good catch.
Wow, that's crazy. What else, man? What else is going on? Real quick, just trying to think. Definitely missing something, but I can't think about what it is. Oh, donations to Carmelo, right? So Charleston White for sure said he's donating $75,000 to Carmelo Anthony. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he'll probably just pull up to their house and give it to him.
Now, someone in the chat said Boosie donated 500 grand.
So yeah, I want to address that. I can't find where that was an X post that I think might be fake news. But if because think about it, Boosie's donating 500,000. Dude, he just got in a fight with fucking Vlad about 30,000. I don't see that. That's a big number. That's a big. I would be very surprised.
Yeah, throwing $500,000 around. I know he got Lake Boosie buying up all them catfish and shit, but like you said, he's arguing with Vlad over 30 G's. How, I don't know if he's gonna be throwing around 500.
Yeah, and Pino's video says that Wes Watson. I wish he was back up here, but he said Wes Watson is coming home. Wes Watson is getting a bond.
Oh, really?
That's like some exclusive shit.
We'll be definitely covering that.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cardi did talk reckless, but Cardi B isn't donating either. So this is fake news. The only one I know for sure that is donating is Charleston White.
Yeah, and we know what he's about. If you know, you know. We know who's who and what's what, and he's been very outspoken about a lot of things in the past. But at the end of the day, he be trolling and shit. But we know where he stands.
Charleston White allegedly apologized to Jeff Metcalf, but then he went on and he apologizes, and then he went right back onto another rant. But I don't,
he does all
it's
that shit for shock content. He turns everything into, it's he's just that type of person to, turn everything into a fucking turn it up a notch. He throws gas on the fire.
all right, y'all. Great live.
Salute.
Great live. Action packed live.
Hit the like button if you like something. We out YouTube streets. Peace.
I hope you learned something. I hope you at some point seen something you haven't seen yet for the Mackenzie Shirilla case. And salute to the mods that did their job tonight. Salute to everybody. We will be looking into bringing up some new mods. We see a lot of new people that have been consistent coming through. We appreciate the community. YouTube streets, true crime with a twist. Blue Eyes, we out, man. New Age plug. You did it again.
Yeah. You are now riding with the YouTube streets. Peace.
Yeah, I don't have anything dialed up to freaking. Dude, I forgot to make an outro video. I'm gonna make this the outro. Appreciate you, DB.